Hey, this is George.
This is Will.
And this is John.
And we are at the mighty Atlas Brew Works in Washington, D.C., where we are attending the show that Will is putting on, the Decibel Metal and Beer Fest kickoff party. Hello, Will. Tell us about what you got going here.
Albert from Decibel Magazine, the managing editor, he contacted me, it was back in August, I think, of last year, and said, hey, we want to have the kickoff show for the Decibel Metal and Beer Fest at Atlas. I'm like, yes, please. So him and I went back and forth for a while to try and figure out who we're going to get on this bill that's worthy. And so we kicked around a few names, and maybe it was because I was in Brigantine, Jersey at the beach with my family for a vacation, but I was thinking Philly and I was thinking New Jersey. So headlining, we have Evoken, and they're standing actually right there. Maybe we should drag them in. Evoken from Lyndhurst, New Jersey is headlining. Death Doom band, legendary. And then we have another Doom band, Crypt Sermon. Brooks, the lead singer, standing right over there. Oh, there he is. We got James. And then we have local Ilsa, which is like a crossover doomy, thrashy, black metal-y band who are going to open up the show, but by no means, they're on Relapse Records. They're opening the show. That's how stacked this bill is. It's fucking crazy.
It's stacked like, well, you know what.
Like pancakes. Hey, and we have a special guest. We got James.
Hey, who is James?
James. He's like the guy. He's like the advertising art, all-around awesome dude who I see every now and again. I give him a big hug from Decibel Magazine. Say hello, James.
Hey, everyone. Okay. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Thanks for listening.
Oh, and by the way, James listens to this crap.
Yeah, my mind has been blown by the fact that you know things about the podcast.
Every time I go to a show and I run into him, he's like, hey, I just was listening yesterday, and you guys, and it's really good to hear.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
He listens more than me because I haven't not even listened to the last 3 episodes yet. I've been too busy.
Quitter.
How far back does that go?
I am halfway through the All-Father one.
Holy shit.
I'm way ahead of you then.
I have to listen to them all twice.
Well, as I was saying earlier, at some point when you live it, you're like, you wait a little while to listen again. You're like, oh, did I do something really fucking stupid last episode? Which is pretty much every episode.
Yes.
So James, how did you hear about us? How did you come across us?
I met him.
You met Will?
Yes.
All right, so...
Not a very good story.
I
think first we traded some emails and then heard about the podcast that way and checked it out after that.
I think the first time we met was when we did the collaboration brew down at Champion Brew Works down in Charlottesville, correct? Is that the first time I physically met? That's the first time I met Albert, and you were there.
Yes. Yeah. Came down with a growler of... I don't know, some of your beer, I can't remember which one, but I remember being really happy about it. And I remember you saying that Power Trip was going to be a big thing.
Yeah, well, Champion made a beer for Power Trip. And then the beer was okay, but yeah, Power Trip's pretty awesome.
We're talking about Power Trip in, I think, a death metal band called Rude, right?
Yeah, Rude. I remember, I was like, dude, you got to check out these band Rude. Dumbest name ever. Sorry if you're listening, Rude. Probably not. But yeah, I was like, whoa, this is old school death metal done really, really well.
That's got to be Ilsa we hear in the background.
That is Ilsa warming up.
Yes, I should clarify that.
Yeah, they're doing their sound check, and it sounds amazing. We have T-minus 1 hour and 30 seconds to go.
Yep. And it is loud as fuck in here. We were just noticing that because we're out in the bar area, which is closed off from the show area. And usually, if you're out in the bar, it's not so bad. But it is loud as fuck in here, so damn. What's everybody looking at?
Dan Lake, another contributor to Decibel, just walked in.
Ah, okay.
Oh, sorry, Nick. It's Nick Green.
Sorry, and there goes James. So, thanks, James.
And we should state that this is a sold-out show tonight, so it's going to be cranking. There's a ton of merch, actually. This is probably the most merch I've seen at a show in Atlas Brewing. Lots of good beers. They brewed a couple new beers It's going to be a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, I want to go over and see Brooks of Crypt Sermon. He's working the merch booth right now, and I already got my Evoken shirt. I want to get a Crypt Sermon shirt if they have one.
Yes,
Evoken's coming. Evoken's coming.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah?
Here comes the Evoken. They were sitting right there, so I said, hey, guys, come on over. So we have... so if you've been living under a rock and you don't know Evoken, they are fucking... one of the forefathers of Death Doom, who still probably do it better than anybody else. Here they are. We got Vince here. Say hello, Vince.
Yeah, alcohol's strong. It's making you think weird things, huh? Hello, everybody.
Hey there, I'm Dave, bass player for Evoken. How you guys doing tonight? Sorry about that.
This is your first show ever playing Washington, D.C., and you're not that far away. You're in Lyndhurst, up by New York City, which, by the way, I don't know who called me out the other day, but I was like, on Instagram, I took a picture of my kids listening to the Evoken album at dinner time, and I said, oh, yeah, Evoken from Philly, and I was like, yeah, so I knew you guys were from New Jersey, but I thought you were from, like, for some reason, I thought you were like just like Camden or Cherry Hill or.
I have to admit, we're a little bit spread out now. Our guitar player Randy does live in the Trenton area in Ewing, so you're not too far up. But originally formed North Jersey, like you said, the Lyndhurst area. Vinny's from Kearney, right down the block from Lyndhurst. But we're a little more spread out, but it's more towards the northern side of New Jersey. A couple of us live in New York State too, but we're always New Jersey born and bred though.
So what has taken you so long to play Washington, D.C., the nation's swamp of political abyss?
I would say our keyboard player, Don, because he's not into the certain political situation going on. That's probably, it's a boycott. Actually, I'm kidding. Well, Vin can join in here. I mean, to say like the Evoken for a long time, we just weren't playing a lot of places live at all.
Yeah, playing a lot. You don't have too many people like into this music in like the U.S. Europe, it's a different story, but here, it's picking up. It's better than what it was. But
there's definitely been an uptick. I mean, I'm a huge Doom guy, huge funeral Doom guy, death Doom guy, whatever you want to call it. I love it. But I've noticed there's a lot more bands out there doing that stuff now.
Yeah, it's picked up in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
I'd say it's picked up.
Yeah. I'd agree. Like, I've been in the band about 10 years, and what Vin is saying, like there were shows we played in 2008, even in the New York area, and turnouts were good, not great, but Doom just in general, I think, became more popular. I think things for us were getting a lot better. We played some really big shows. Decibel, we got to play 3 shows in the first Decibel tour. That put us in front of a lot of people in Baltimore, Philadelphia, and New York. So I think it's just kind of growing for us. And it's just as far as our live situation, we've probably played more places in Europe than in the United States in general. So,
yeah, because now we're going out to the West Coast, and now we're going more south. Trying to do Chicago, Detroit, that area. So it's spreading.
If you ever get to the Detroit area, check out Temple of Void. They do a pretty good Death Doom. Oh, you guys know that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a big fan of that. Yeah.
They played here. They played here last year. They played here.
Killer. Yeah, I like them a lot. I like their style. I would love to play with them sometime. So hopefully.
So here at Atlas, when we knew you guys were going to be playing here for the Decibel kickoff show, we made something for you. It's called.
Was it a greeting card?
Yeah,
Thanks for playing.
Yeah, it was a thank you. It was a thank you note. But Shot and Brew. You were the master putting together the style, the type, the ABV. You had a lot of input. Our head brewer Dan Villaruby is the one who made it. Tell us about it.
Well, it's a Belgian double at 8%, and I think for Evoken you need a strong, dark beer to really that's powerful and crushing as our music. So to have the opportunity to play here and to have input on a beer that Atlas Brew Works created, for me was one of the personal highlights in my musical career so far, and that's straight up the truth. So it's an honor for me.
I think I just got a boner.
I already had a boner, when I looked at the board there, and I saw Shot and Brew up there with all the other beers that you guys brew. It was really something special for me.
So another member just walked up. Please introduce yourself.
John Paradiso, guitar and vocals.
I'm sorry, say it again.
John Paradiso, guitar and vocals.
All right. So John, you seem like a young man. Much younger than these old guys. How long you been? Tell us about your role in Evoken. I know your guitar and vocals, but how'd the whole thing come about?
I joined the band in 1994. No, that was a while ago.
Were you like 10?
No, I was the oldest guy in the band at the time. I was
You look so young.
24. I'm 49 now. So.
What is your secret? God damn, dude.
Yeah, I would not have put you as older than me.
Trust me, still young.
Just soda. So I answered an ad in the paper, and the rest was history. They needed a vocalist also, and I sang for a couple other death metal bands at the time, and I had to slow everything down and tune everything lower, and the rest was just came naturally.
So what like aging for men clinic do you go to make yourself like? I'm still like shocked a little bit.
Sounds like Will still has a boner.
I mean, he is handsome.
Well, my girlfriend is 36, so that helps a little bit too. So. She was graduating high school when I put the first Evoken record out, so that was nice.
At least she was out of high school.
Yeah. At least it was legal.
Yeah.
So have you guys had a chance? Have you guys been to Washington D.C. before? Or just haven't played here?
We just drove through.
By accident.
Yeah.
Well, on a ride back from a show in Richmond, Virginia, our keyboard player Don, with Vinny and I in the car, almost made it turn into the Pentagon parking lot. So
I did that.
luckily, we didn't get shot or anything like that, or they didn't think we were like ISIS or something like that. So we made it out unscathed to play Doom another day. But that's our first. I have to say, we played Baltimore a few times, so I know.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Well, I was really sorry to play there too, but I believe maybe some of the locals from the DC area could have possibly seen us at one or two of these shows. So we've been, within an hour's range of DC before.
Have you guys ever played Maryland Death Fest?
Yeah, 2 times, 2013 and once again last year.
Oh, you were there last year. Okay, I didn't go last year. I couldn't make it.
It's too bad. It was great. We had a great time. We had a really good set time.
Death Fest also in the Netherlands.
That was 2013.
No, we played Netherlands and we played Baltimore, back to back. Yeah, it's all a blur.
Yeah, it's all a blur.
Been drinking too much Shot and Brew, so everything's a little foggy right now.
All right, well, I know I am personally boned up to go with the boner thing to see your set tonight. For me, it's a personal sort of
Bucket list.
yeah, kind of a bucket list thing. Yeah, and obviously I'm a fan of all the bands tonight. So Albert and I collaborated together to put together the bill. So we reached out to you guys, and so thankful you guys said yes to our little brewery here.
It's an honor, really, seriously. It feels great to be asked to play shows like this and have a great turnout and be treated like you guys appreciate what we do. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's weird. We've heard that a couple times before, and it's alien to me because like I don't know what I'm doing. I just decided like we're gonna start putting on heavy metal shows, and I'm like, we're just gonna give all the money to the bands, and we're gonna give them free beer and free food. Like, what's so hard about that?
That's all we live for. Just cover the gas and its holes. That's it. The rest is fun.
Funny. All the bands say the same thing. As long as we have gas money to get the next gig, we're good. I'm like,
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
That's what
I mean, we all just love to play. We love what we do, and that's why John and Vinny, who've been doing this for 25 years, that's why they're still doing it. We didn't always have opportunities offered to us like this, so we really appreciate it. You know, we're not jaded. I still feel like a kid in a candy store doing something like this. So, we love it. That's why we do it. You know, it's passion.
That's awesome. Next question. Do you ever run into the guys from Overkill who are like New Jersey legends?
Yeah.
They've been around a little bit longer than you guys, but about as long. I mean, but not by much though.
I got a story for that.
Yeah.
First joined the bands is in '92. We had a rehearsal space. There's a big warehouse. They had their equipment there. They were rehearsing there. I don't know why. Came in one night. Half their shit was gone. It was stolen. And they shut the whole warehouse down for like a month and a half. They wouldn't let anybody rehearse it. Kicked everybody out because all the equipment is gone. Stolen.
What year was this?
92. 92, 93.
Wasn't in it.
Rob, Phil.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's the Jersey connection with Overkill.
Welcome to the Garden State.
Is Jungle Rot from New Jersey as well?
Chicago.
Not even close.
Oh yeah. Swing and a miss.
Jim played with Aturnus. What the fuck is the name of that band? What's that? He played in that Doom band. Jim. Red hair?
Oh, I know what you're talking about, yeah. I'm not sure the name, though. Was it Aturnus? Acturnus. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We went out to, we saw them in, when we played with them in Chicago. Our first show. Ohio.
He says, I'm a blur.
Ohio.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Well, I won't take up more of your time, but thank you so much.
Sorry for the horrible accents.
He's from Bayonne. Yo, he's from Bayonne.
That's how I got my girlfriend. She loves the Jersey accent. Yo, forget about it.
We're looking forward to seeing you tonight.
That is. It's going to be awesome.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much. Cheers. Cheers.
We finished the beginning of our
Only two of us have beers. But anyway, we'll catch up with you guys later.
He's
Thank
got
you.
Coke, but the soda.
Yeah. Coca-Cola.
Yes. All right. We will talk to you later. See ya. Hey, this is George.
This is Will.
And John.
And we are joined by Brooks and Steve of Crypt Sermon. Say hello, guys.
Hello, I'm Brooks.
Yo.
That was Steve.
And Enrique.
there he is. Hello. Guys, first and foremost, thank you so much for playing the Decibel Metal and Beer Fest kickoff party here at Atlas Brew Works. For me, just to say thank you to you guys to come down, because I'm an enormous fan. And as soon as Albert contacted me, he said, oh, by the way, we're going to have the kickoff party at Atlas. I'm like, I want Crypt Sermon to play. Like, literally, it was the first name that I sent back to him. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. The second thing I got to say is, holy fucking shit. Actually, it should be the first thing I say, holy fucking shit. The new songs, which is almost all the new songs except for two that you played tonight, unbelievable. So I want you guys to talk about the new album. I want you to talk about the new songs. I want you to talk about a little bit about, if you can drop any hints about the name of the album.
Or when it's going to come out.
When it's going to come out. Anything. I know some of the name of the songs because I took a picture of your set list.
Who wants to go?
Sure, I'll handle most of that information. The new album's going to be called The Ruins of Fading Light. It should be coming out 3 to 5 months from now, who knows. And it's a lot of songs about just existential dread. It's a lot of songs about fucking being heavy metal, you know.
So I did notice that I think one of the lyrics in one of the songs tonight was something about Jesus Christ being dead, or Christ is dead.
There is a song called Christ is Dead. It is about the epoch of Christ's death as the most revolutionary part of our shared experience And it's very little more than that, other than the experience of what that means as anyone who lives in our modern times. We use this language to communicate to one another, and Christianity and the extensions thereof are a big part of that.
So let me ask you, because I know there's been times where various groups have labeled you as a Christian metal band, which is kind of hysterical in some ways. Was this like a purposeful, like, I'm gonna put a song on this album called "Christ Is Dead" to like sort of distance?
Well, I mean, he is.
Well, I mean, did you kind of like, was that on purpose to distance you from that, or was that just sort of like, it just goes in the vein of Crypt Sermon, and we're just gonna throw it out there? And
it's not a statement of fact. It's not a statement to distance us from Christianity. I think Christianity is a shared language that we use. It doesn't make us a Christian band or an anti-Christian band. It's just some language that we are using to paint a bigger picture about our meaning in the shared existence.
all right, I mean that clears it up. I mean, I just thought like, because maybe that was a statement, but what you're saying,
Maybe it wasn't.
It's a statement, but it's a non-statement. It's just like, we are what we are. Like, interpret it the way you want to.
It is a statement. Whether or not Christ existed is irrelevant. The epoch of Christ's death is very important to our shared cultural evolution.
I always tell my kids that he's a Jewish zombie astronaut.
That's fine. I accept that as a definition. Yeah.
It's very literal.
Yes. Enrique.
Hey, how's it going?
What do you think about the new album? Like, what are you excited about? Like, what direction do you think it's going? Like, how's it compared to Out of the Garden?
It sounded a little heavier. Or not heavier, but like maybe,
Heavier.
Yeah, sure. I think a big thing, aside from the fact that it's been, almost 5 years?
3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it's like 4 years since...
2015?
Sure. We've just, as people, have grown and changed as anyone would, and I think our music kind of reflects that. And the vibe of the new record is decidedly a little bit more heavy metal. It's a little bit more grandiose in its presentation, especially with some of the choruses. It's one of those things where none of us are by trade doom metal guys. I think anyone who's read an interview from us in the past will know that. And because of that, we need to come up with new ways to make our music interesting, not only for anyone listening, but almost more importantly for ourselves. If I'm not into that record, no one else should be. And I think because of that, we had to kind of find new avenues to keep us entertained with our own music. And I think the new songs you'll hear are definitely a product of that. So there's new ideas. There's some old ideas being reworked in a different way. So I hope everyone's kind of takeaway from this thing is that it'll sound like a record that you're familiar with, but you can't put your finger on it. And that's really what I wanted it to encapsulate. And I think it does. Like the songs, maybe you hear them for the first time, but they might sound a little familiar to you.
Brooks mentioned earlier that you guys scrapped half of the songs that you had and made new songs. What made you guys do that?
I think that just kind of goes back to what I was saying about keeping ourselves entertained. And with this kind of music, it's very easy to pick apart a pretty lazy riff, a rhythm that doesn't work, a drum fill that is just subpar. So we need it to be as best as it can be. And I think when you have that mentality, you're going to write and rewrite again. And I think more than anything, too, it needs to just feel good when you're playing it live. It needs to really vibe with you and the band, and I feel like these collections of songs definitely do.
It certainly felt good to us in the audience tonight. I cannot express how thrilled I was to see you guys tonight. It was It was one of those rare shows where I've been to so many freaking shows over the last 30 some odd years, and most of the time I'm the guy sitting there with the arms crossed going, and I was really getting into it. So kudos to you guys.
Yeah, so Steve, I imagine that being one of the lead guitar players in Crypt Sermon that you write a lot of the songs. So how did you approach this album? Like, did you approach it differently from the last album on purpose, or was it just sort of like a natural progression of we're going to be maybe a little bit heavier, or just talk about the difference between the two albums and what can we expect from the new one?
So I think a lot of the misconception is that I write the bulk of the material, which actually isn't true. James actually wrote the bulk of this album, but a lot of him he has a little home studio that he works on by himself. I don't know. The way the dynamic works is typically James and I one of us will come up with a song, and then we'll sort of kind of bounce back with try to find variety in songs that we don't have. Like one will write a song, and then we realize we have a couple songs like that, and then either him or I will bounce back and try to write something that's and just try to inject a little more variety into the sound in songs. Like I typically, my strength in the band when I do any kind of composition is I try to write songs that are a little more live oriented, maybe a little more epic. James is, quite frankly, James is a machine. Like, he writes music all the time. He's kind of hard to keep up with. So he definitely wrote his share of this record. But going back, I'm kind of trailing off though. Yeah, no, before it was a lot of we would get together as a band, but I feel like this time, the majority, James and I would write the songs, and the bulk of them would be actually finished when we presented them to the band. Out of the Garden, we found we were kind of finding our footwork. We were kind of we didn't really. It was a new thing for us, so we didn't really know exactly what it was we were doing. We were just kind of writing songs and just seeing this sounded good enough, and then we weren't really comfortable with what we were doing. We were still kind of finding our footwork, and I think with this particular record that we all of us had a much better understanding and clear vision of what we needed to do to make a better record.
Can I just say that, so retroactively speaking, I did not pick up Out of the Garden in 2015. I think I got it almost probably 2 years later when I discovered it. And when I did, I was like, holy crap, this is one of the best traditional doom metal albums ever. Going back to Trouble, going back to Black Sabbath, I literally mean that. It was just unbelievable. I still play it all the time. My kids love this album. I have pictures of my kids holding this album, throwing their horns. So if this was what you were saying, almost like your freshman effort at being uncomfortable of all you guys playing a traditional doom metal album, what we heard tonight, I could just say is holy shit. I think the new album is going to be even better, I think, by your own words. And just, I cannot wait. Wait, here he is. The bass player's here.
No. I actually have a question. How much have you guys played some of the new songs? Because I've seen a few bands play a set where they go on tour and they're going to play half the set's going to be all new material. And you're I don't really remember much. Tonight, when you guys played, I remember everything. It stood out. So, as far as I'm concerned, I think I joked to Will. I said, is there any chance this won't be in people's top 5? We do our top whatever every year. All the songs were memorable, and a lot of times you go to a show, you hear new material, I don't really remember what happened. So how much have you guys had a chance to play the new material? I know you were saying earlier you haven't played many shows recently. That's why I was wondering how much of you actually got out to do.
We rehearsed a ton for the record, obviously. we all really went hard on. getting our parts down and recording this record. But as far as
So are we one of the few groups of people that have got to hear the new material? Are we one of the few people tonight that have got to hear the new material live?
Like, is this a debut of some of these songs?
it was mostly a debut.
I guess so. Like, I must say, not everyone has heard everything that was played tonight. It's kind of a one-off, but I think we played it all right.
Yeah, I think so.
Played it more than all right.
I think we played it all right, and I think it's going to come through, and it's going to be like, you have a good idea of how it sounds live. Just listen to the record. Fucking Arthur, crushed it.
So I guess what we're getting at is, did you ever play any of these songs live before? Or was tonight the first time you played them live?
Torchfire Glare was the first time we had ever played that song live.
Yeah, pumped your hair in that one.
Yeah, there was one song we debuted live tonight. We debuted a couple of songs live at a last-minute gig a couple weeks ago in Philadelphia. But yeah, essentially these songs are still like fresh for us playing as a whole band.
Yeah.
It's funny. So I don't. A couple.
Came in and he left.
So, our dirty little secret too is with Frank is. We were, everybody in the band is kind of scattered about doing their own personal thing, and Frank joined the band, and really kind of wrote the bass lines at home by himself. Like, he'd had the demos of the songs we'd written, and the poor bastard, really, he played the songs. We never played the songs all together as a band. He just kind of went into the recording studio and had to lay down bass lines, the songs he'd never played. And then after we recorded the record, we finally rehearsed as an actual band for the first time.
Oh, wow.
So that was a unique sort of, but he did such a good job.
So when the album comes out, are you going to take his bass lines and completely like lower them to the point where you can't hear them?
No, no, not at all.
Put the kicks up real high.
I'm of course referring to the Injustice for All Jason Newsted.
No, nothing like that. In fact, I'm happy that our new album actually has a higher bass mix than our last one, which I feel like didn't really cut through, except on like the vinyl mix of Out of the Garden. I felt like a lot of Out of the Garden, like one of the flaws was it lacked a sort of heaviness because there was not enough low end punching through. It was a lot of just like mid-rangey guitars, but it was so long ago.
I did notice that I did feel like tonight. I mean, whether it's like the live sound or whatever, but it did feel like there was like a heaviness to it, like a bigger, like a heavier heaviness. Can I say that? Is that weird?
A little more.
It's like a times.
Like it wasn't so ponderous, perhaps.
A lot of that has to do, though, is we just have a better idea of what we want to do and how we want to sound. Like in Out of the Garden, when we were a band, we were so new, and we were just. For me personally, and I didn't know how to play slow back then, so it was a learning curve for everybody. But this time we have a much clearer vision of how things we wanted them to sound, how they should sound, and we're much more refined and just have a better understanding of what we're actually doing now. Whereas before, we honestly had no idea.
Oh, you were figuring it out.
Yeah.
That's funny because you mentioned it the last time when you were on with us. You were like, I was really never a Doom guy. I was more death metal, I believe. And it's seeping out a little bit in this new stuff. You can hear that you're trying to go there, but you keep it within range. And a couple times, I'm loving the fact that there's just a little more pace, but not too much pace. And so I personally am looking forward to that part of it.
Well, I remember when we saw you at the Decibel, the first Decibel Metal and Beer Fest, and you were playing, and I can't remember what, but all of a sudden it was just like you went to town. Yep. It was definitely a lot faster and heavier, and I was like, oh yeah. Yeah. So. Is there going to be some more of that, maybe with this album?
Yeah, there will be, but I've changed a lot. if you're asking me personally, I've changed so much as a guitarist, and from now, then when it out of the garden, 2015, something like that. There's going to be plenty of like exciting guitar playing, but I play a lot more melodically than I did even back then. It's been a couple years. I'm a much more mature guitarist. Like, I think, but really, all of us are just like much more mature musicians all around. Like, it doesn't just go for me; it goes for everybody. Like, Brooks has grown so much as a vocalist. Like I said, when Brooks recorded Out of the Garden, it was, he was still figuring it. Like, he was still like pretty green in the game, and so all of us were. So we were all just kind of still feeling out. So, but like, I feel like all around us, as far as like individual performances, just have a much better lockdown of what we wanted to do and what we didn't want to do. Because when I listen to Out of the Garden, like when I hear the guitar, like for me personally, when the guitar player I was in 2015, the guitar player I was even now, I'm just like, I would have done things a little differently now, but it is what it is. But that's what it's all about, though. You don't stay the same forever.
It's funny you say Brooks has grown as a singer, because I think he retrograded, because I did not see the crucifix around his neck and holding it up. I was waiting for that moment where he takes his crucifix and he holds it up to the crowd. I wanted to see that tonight.
I can kind of speak to that just a little bit, because it's just a matter of some of the lyrical themes on this record did change from what the last record was, and I feel like we all feel like that kind of presentation wouldn't really be apropos of what the new record is in a lot of ways, but in other ways, like when we played Philadelphia, he did have some sort of like parishioners get up, and there's some meaning in that. I think I always love saying that with our band, especially for people who claim that we're Christian or maybe claim that we're not Christian, I don't know. They should just read the lyrics. The devil's always in the details. And that's kind of part of the fun of it too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I was being a little obviously facetious with that thing, but it was like, but I did enjoy seeing him do that. And I was like, oh, he's going to do it tonight. Oh, he didn't do it. Oh man, I was kind of like, oh.
It just goes into what I was saying. It's a lot about like feeling things out. We're like, a lot of that was a growth period, and just like feeling out what we were aesthetically as a band, how to present ourselves live, and just like experimenting with like, different, maybe, I guess, for lack of a better word, theatrics live or whatever, and just trying to nail down the package. Like, this has all been a learning curve for everybody. And I think that we're all finally, like, now at a place where we're a little more confident, we're a little more comfortable and we're a little more grounded. We just kind of know what we're doing a little bit better than we did before, even just a couple years ago. So
I just think also the fact that we haven't revealed the cover art yet, some of that kind of stuff, I think that's going to tie into what our live presentation will be like moving forward. So once we actually do that and start developing some of the ideas that we have, you'll see things changing again. So we'll see. Maybe there will be a cross. I don't know.
Well, I would just say a blanket statement for all three of us, and probably the rest of the other three guys on our podcast, is like, we fucking love you guys. And if you are saying how much more you've matured and how much more I think you guys enjoyed this new album, how much we enjoyed the last album, as you know, we interviewed you before, is that we are all going to be completely blown away by the new album. I mean,
just hearing the new songs tonight was amazing.
Everything tonight. And I went over these guys. I went over Albert from Decibel. I'm like, I literally said, like, oh my God, like, this is amazing. As you guys are playing, I'm like, are you hearing this? Do you hear what I'm hearing? Like, this is amazing. So, no, that's from the bottom of my heart as an enormous fan who loved the last album.
Thanks for having us. I appreciate it.
No, and we'll let you guys go.
I did want to mention before you go, I believe in the last issue of Decibel, I saw a little article on you, the Metal Mothers.
Yeah, Maria.
Yeah, that was a pretty good read.
Yeah, no, actually, the funny thing was that article was printed and streeted the day before her birthday.
Oh, nice.
So she was very happy to see that land when it did. So yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
Well,
it was also really
belated happy birthday to your mother.
Yeah. It was funny too because English is her second language, so there was a little bit of a translation thing. She couldn't do it via phone call, so it was just funny to see how that came out. But she was happy with it, so I am too. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks, guys, and we look forward to hearing the new album. And thank you for talking with us.
Appreciate it.
All right.
You guys are ready to
We'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk to you later.
Hey, this is George.
This is Will.
And this is John.
And this is the post-mortem for the Decibel Metal and Beer Fest kickoff party at Atlas Brew Works on Friday, April 5th. I want to thank Will for getting that set up. That was a great time.
Thank you, Will.
Yeah, you're welcome. There's many more people to thank besides me, but I'll take a little bit of credit.
Well, you certainly had something to do with it. And, I just want to say that I'm really proud of you, man, for what you've done there. I told you this in person on Friday, but I want to get it on the record that you've really done a lot for Metal in DC and obviously for Atlas Brew Works in terms of bringing in these shows, that's bringing in all these people, from the old Metal Nights to where you are now. You've come a long way. You've put a lot of your own.
He's growed up. He's all growed up.
As I said to you, Will, on Friday night, I said, it's come a long way since those shitty sound speakers we listened to at Port City that first time, now to a good, decent sound system.
Yeah. Just to talk about that real quick, there's a lot of credit to go around, and obviously it was my idea, but I have to say Metal Chris from DCHeavyMetal.com, it was him who sort of let's just have a live show, and he kind of worked out him and I worked out the logistics of the first live show at Atlas. And the other two breweries I worked for, they didn't want to have live shows. And so Chris is let's just do book. And in fact, Genocide Pack played Atlas last night, and they were one of the first bands, if not the first band. Them and Gloom and I think Lord were the very first bands to play. And then it kind of just snowballed from there. And people were like, hey, and it became a thing. But so I definitely credit Metal Chris for just sparking the idea and saying, let's just do it. And then the owner of Atlas, Justin Cox, who is just very hands-off and just roll with it. And even when we've had some setbacks like the fire marshal showing up, he hasn't cut it off. So I give a lot of credit to him. And then, of course, Rachel, the taproom manager, and the Atlas staff who make it all happen, because I can't be at every show. And, of course, the brewers, because the brewers have to put up with all the crap, as in we're a brewery first and foremost, and we operate the stage and this, all the sound system and all that stuff is in the brewery. So we have to break it down between every show. And sometimes things are a little out of place. And as a former brewer there, or brewer emeritus, I should say, it would annoy me when you walk in the morning and you have to clean up from something from the tap room the night before. So the brewers have been absolutely unbelievable and tolerant of it. Now, it helps that all the brewers are metalheads and they show up to some of the shows too. So it helps a little bit. But there's a lot of credit to go around. But I will take some of the credit because it was my idea and I've been pushing it forward. And I've spent a lot of money to get that thing up and running. So it's fun.
Good job.
And then to me, it was the culmination of doing what we do is when Albert from Decibel approached me and said, hey, how about we have the kickoff party at Atlas? And I just went boing, and I'm like, yep. So him and I booked the bands. It was awesome.
And what a kickoff party it was.
Yeah, it was fun. And even some people. So we had a show last night, which was Perpetuated, which is a local DC death band. And then we had Outer Heaven played again, which I love those guys. They're so nice and just bring it every time. And then Ulthar from Jay's hometown, Oakland, California, they were there. And then Genocide Pack headline. And there was a lot of people who were at the kickoff show Friday night who were also there last night, Saturday night, who just raved about the show. And also, I can't forget the promoters, Hassan from Ripping Headaches, who just it's kind of like an automatic thing. When he books a show, it's very minimum effort on our part, except to set up the stage, set up the sound system. But he brings in so many great bands, and Tommy from Crowbars Up, and Mary from Shadow Woods Festival, she occasionally books. So there's a lot of bookers that kind of come in and just really, it makes it a lot easier now that we're not always self-booking bands. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, the Metal Beer kickoff show was just fucking great.
Yeah, it was. I was packed. I was like, there's as many people in here as I would see at a lot of shows back at Jackson the day.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're doing something right.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of it goes to just, the promotion of it and booking good band. You book a good band, people are going to show up. And, we sold that show out, so it was great.
Well, it was a killer lineup. Yeah. No doubt. So
it would have been a little embarrassing if we didn't sell out, but we did.
Yeah. So let's get to that lineup. First up, we had Ilsa. Now, they've played there like a lot of times, haven't they?
I would probably say 5 or 6 times they've played there. And we actually had, when Ilsa was at Thanksgiving, last Thanksgiving, Ilsa was out, I think, Seattle or Portland. They're out in the Northwest, and they got all their stuff stolen. So we actually had a benefit show for Ilsa at the brewery where we raised money. That's the show that Inner Arma played and a bunch of other bands that played and raised the money. And all the money, 100% all the money went to the band, Ilsa.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And they sounded good. That's the other thing I got to say is, the sound has definitely improved there with that, presumably that new sound system you bought, because everybody sounded great Friday.
Yeah, a couple of the small tweaks that we made. One, Chris Moore, who's the drummer in Repulsion, is a friend of mine. Now he's a friend of mine. And anyway, he runs sound there quite a bit, and he's really, really good at running sound. But he's been instrumental in buying our sound system and everything, upgrading everything. And then I've done some incremental upgrades, like Tom mics for the drums, so we have better drum mics and just stuff like, it's like the little things that just makes the whole thing come together. But a lot of kudos to Chris and some of the sound people we have to make it sound good, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm not a sound guy.
Well, so what did you think of Ilsa?
I thought they were fine. The only issue I said to you was I wasn't so big on I don't know if his vocals, they sound like Wormwood or whatever that band is, Worm to me a little bit. So I just was having a hard time with that. But they sounded great, though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's Ilsa Doom. So they're kind of like this slower doom with kind of like a black metal vocals to it. But they're on Relapse, and they're gaining a lot of popularity. And they're just like the nicest goddamn dudes in the world. That's what I love a lot about our scene. It's just filled with just some of the nicest dudes who will do anything for you in a way. It's just great. But yeah, Ilsa played a great set. I can't really say anything like, definitely nothing negative about it. I mean, it was just they bring it every time. Like when you get Ilsa, you know what you're going to get. And they played so many times, so they're very familiar to me.
The good thing about their set, though, too, was that they had a lot of people in there. Sometimes some of the early bands don't get many people if it's not one of the bands where their families all show up. And a lot of people were actually there early, so it was good. There was a good vibe right from the very beginning, I thought.
You know, it's a really good point you bring up, John. Exactly that, because sometimes the early bands is like it's their friends or family, or it's packed because all the other bands are watching. The second, third, and fourth bands are watching the first band. But it's a really good point you bring up, that there was definitely a ton of people early for that.
We knew so many people, all of us for different reasons, that were there. There was just a ton of local metalheads, so it was kind of nice.
And it was nice that the Decibel guys came. Like, I know it's kind of far. It's not that far. It's like an hour and a half probably for Albert and James to come out. And we talked to James earlier in the podcast. And then Nick. That's my. You hear my doorbell?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hold on.
All right. Oh my God, was Ozzy at your door?
Is that how Ozzy makes an entrance?
I got one of those doorbell ringers or whatever. It's like wireless, and and you can put an MP3 on it. And it took me a while to find an MP3 that I owned of Iron Man, because I have it all in FLAC now. Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
But yeah, my kids wanted Iron Man for the doorbell ringer.
That's cool. Parenting done right.
Damn right.
All right, so from there we went to Crypt Sermon, and god damn,
oh man,
that was just amazing. I mean, I expected it to be. We've all seen them before, but in a smaller room, packed in.
that blew Decibel away. In my opinion, just their energy was outstanding.
Yeah, and they played so many good new songs. They only played 2 old songs. They played Byzantium and the Master's Bouquet.
Yeah,
and that was it. And the rest of their set, like 6 songs, I think.
5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah, 5 or 6, or maybe it was 4 or 5 or 6, one of them. But anyway, it was all new stuff, and man, it was good. And what's great about it is there was a couple of them that already sounded like kind of familiar, like you were listening to it, and then because they're traditional doom metal, and they have choruses, and you hear the chorus the first time, the second time it comes around, like you can sing along with it instantly. Yeah. It's great. It was so, oh man,
it was not like. Usually when a band plays a new song, there's a little bit of like anticipation of like, ooh, something new. But then kind of halfway through, you're like, yeah, okay, well, I don't really know it.
Well, that's what I was.
That was not the way it was with them. Is like you can get into it right away.
I agree. That's what when we were talking with them after the show. I had mentioned that sometimes you see new stuff and it's not memorable after they're done, but every song was memorable. Each one that was done was like, wow, I want to hear another new song from the album. It's that good. So,
and I think the new one, it's coming out June.
I thought I said July.
Maybe July.
It's
the summer.
Yeah.
It's the summer.
And they gave us the title, but I don't recall it now. I'll have to go back and listen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was either Brooks, Enrique, or
it was
Steve.
Brooks.
Yeah.
Brooks gave it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm sure they'll announce that soon enough for everyone to hear.
And anybody that's listening has already heard it, so you're going, idiots.
Yeah.
That is true. So I guess this is getting tacked on at the end of the episode. So
it is.
Full disclosure, the show was Friday. It's now Sunday, April 7th, and we're recording this 2 days after the show.
Yeah. So forgive our old brains for not remembering immediately. There was beer involved.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of beer.
Yeah. And good beer. That the Schaden Brew and the Batch 666. Is Batch 666 going to the fest?
Yeah, we made that. It lined up perfectly that we kind of made it for the fest. We probably would have made it anyway, but like because we're going to the Decibel Fest in Philly in only 5 days?
5 days.
Yeah, Dan Villaruby, the head brewer, he's like, let's do something cool. And we threw around some ideas, but they came up with the low alcohol, like 5.4% dark lager called Tumave, which is Eastern European style dark lager. It's super smooth, super yummy. It's not these like 12% giant boozy beers or anything like that, but man, it's good.
Yeah.
Our 666 big batch. That does not include the pilot system.
Right on.
It was good.
It was. And so are all the other beers. Now, you sent a picture to us today of like a giant stack of Atlas beer. Are you really bringing that?
Yeah, I am.
Wow. That was like 6 cases.
Yeah, I got a case of the District Common, the Ponzi, the Dance of Days, the Blood Iron Goza, and the Silent Neighbor. So it's 5 cases.
5. Okay. Yeah. Damn, dude. Where are you going to keep all that?
Well, we have a lot of people, so I mean...
I know. That'll probably be gone by lunch, but...
Odds are...
lunch on Saturday.
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Well, damn. Well, thank you to Atlas for that.
Yes, thank you.
You could thank me. I had to pay for it.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
I assumed they were giving it away for promotional reasons or because they liked you.
No, well, they do, but I got a heavy discount. But if I can't just walk out with 5 cases of beer.
No, I would assume that it would have been like, hey, we're going. Can we take some beer? And they'd be like, yeah, cool. Take a few cases.
It was heavily discounted. Let's just say that.
All right.
Yeah. It's not like the truck hit a pothole and it fell off and Will just happened to walk out of the venue at that time.
I was not suggesting that.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this. 5 cases of beer right here. Where did they come from?
So you can either you can buy me a cheesesteak while we're up there. How about that? Call it even.
Oh.
I'll give you a t-shirt.
or you can do that. I didn't even get my t-shirt on Friday night.
I know. I was like, dude. And then at the end of the night, I was like, he's off doing something. I'll just give it to him next week. John, did you try yours?
Yes, I did.
How's it?
Looks good.
All right.
I'm ready.
Cool.
I've got all my shirts now ready for the weekend. They're all Metalheads podcast shirts.
Yeah, I've already making a list of things, and all the gear I got to bring, and because we're going to try and record an episode while we're there. In fact, yeah. So anyway, Evoken.
Wow, Evoken.
First of all, nice guys. As you heard.
Nice. That's what I love about it. You meet all these people, and sometimes you think they're like, oh, they're metalheads. They're just going to be raging assholes. Like, have you ever, I don't know, like, I haven't met a single person who is really like a standoffish asshole. Like, the Evoken guys are so nice.
Mm-hmm. And if you looked at our Facebook page, you may have seen a picture. Shortly after we interviewed them, I bought a shirt from Brooks from Crypt Sermon, and I went outside to put it in the trunk of my car. And the Evoken guys are standing there on the sidewalk in front of the cemetery, which is right across the street from Atlas. How metal is that? And like right next to my car. And so I'm like awkwardly like angling towards my car to put this shirt in the trunk. And they're kind of like eyeing me like, we know who this is. We just talked to him, but why is he coming over here? We're trying to take a picture. Go away.
You're going to be one of their promo pictures now going forward.
And so I like popped the trunk so that they would be like, oh, okay, that's his car, you know. And then,
he's going to put us in the trunk. Everyone run.
And so I threw it in there, closed it, and ran away. But then when I got across the street, I took a picture. Because I was just like, how often do you get to take a picture with a band standing next to your car?
Well, for that matter, a band that hardly ever tours.
Yeah.
So,
and a totally crappy car. So,
you know, it's interesting when and I guess you'll hear this earlier in the podcast, or you heard it earlier in the podcast. It was just interesting how they were saying that that Death Doom or Funeral Doom or Death Doom just didn't really, it's way more popular in Europe, but just didn't really take off that much in the US, and that it's kind of hard for them to like get together a tour and book shows and stuff. It was just I know, you know, it makes sense now, the retrospectively, because I love Funeral Doom. So I'm like, what do you mean? Everyone loves it. Oh no, just a handful of us love it, but it was interesting, something I never thought about.
Yeah, I'm curious. I wanted to like think about other at least American funeral doom bands that I know of, and like, do they tour?
That's what I was saying. The only one I've seen on any tours the last year and a half, 2 years is Bellwitch. Mm-hmm. But they're always playing with somebody else that's nothing like Funeral Doom. But they're the only ones I've seen consistently. That's not much, but they're the only ones. Of course, I don't listen to that much Funeral Doom, just a few bands that I like.
Yeah.
So I could be missing them, but I just don't recall ever seeing much come around.
I just never noticed that there was a lack of them. I just sort of assumed they were there, but
my guess is, you know, playing in Europe, you get any kind of festival during the summer season, and you're going to make pretty good money for showing up. So maybe that's why it works out better in Europe too, from that standpoint.
Yeah.
Certainly get to play in front of bigger crowds if you're doing the fest season. That's for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
So,
but hey, they sounded great.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And I loved the small touch that just made it. And that was, they brought out these 2 giant candelabras with candles on there, which my first thought was, oh shit, you know, fire, open flame. But
shh.
Right, I mean, it was fake candles.
They were fake light up candles, right, guys?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
They asked permission.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, they asked permission to do that, and I said, yeah, sure, it's fine.
But that totally helped set the somber mood of these slow, dirgy songs.
And what's amazing, not a single one of those fake LED candles went out during the entire show.
Yeah.
Like
that's
literally
the power of electricity.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Or batteries, yeah.
Or oxygen fueled
flammables.
Fire. No, but that was kind of cool. Like, not a single one. I was looking at it. I was like, because I was thinking, like, how are they not blowing out? Like,
they don't move. They're up. It's slow music. It doesn't create a lot of air movement.
Yeah, no hair whipping back and forth. So
yeah, no one's hair caught on fire. No Michael Jackson incidents.
Yeah.
I ate some hair at one point during Crypt Sermon. I was just like, oh, come on, dude, really?
Yeah. I got my foot stomped during Crypt Sermon because that inexplicable pit that broke out.
Yeah, that was great. There was a little there's a mosh pit to Crypt Sermon. I was like, yes.
I didn't even know it had started until I felt pain. because some dude just stomped on my foot, and I was like, what the? And then all of a sudden, boom.
You know, that pit only lasts for so long because it's just going to be a matter of time before somebody gets a little too close to that tank. But fortunately, there was a lot of people all around.
Yeah.
So it was self-contained. I didn't think it would always be that way anyway.
I have to say, I'm always nervous when Outer Heaven plays because Austin, lead singer of Outer Heaven, and they played last night, he does not stay on the stage. Ever. And you saw that.
Adroit.
You saw him at Detroit. And so I have to adjust the lights to make sure that he's on the floor, but he just gets that mosh pit going. And it's funny, last night he said, as I asked him, because I had to adjust the lights if he's going to be out on the floor. And he's like, I don't know, my back's kind of fucked up. And within like 3 seconds of them starting, he's out on the floor. And the only time, and then the mosh pits are fucking crazy, but they were a little more contained last night than they were when they played with Full Hell. But it was, moshing is always interesting at Atlas.
I thought everyone was really good about it.
I hadn't considered that you have to be worried about equipment other than brewery equipment.
That's what I'm worried about. Yeah, because the glycol connects for the fermentation tanks are on the side that if someone gets knocked over and they bump into it too hard, and God forbid that thing gets knocked loose, holy shit, that would suck.
Yeah, maybe something to consider for the future.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to mention was that at some point right before Evoken, Will came out and grabbed John and I and took us in the back. And let your imagination wander from there. No.
That's how we paid for those 5 cases of beer.
And back there was DC Metal Chris and Albert and what was his name? Dave,
I think, yeah.
And
who was their friend from New York who was a big Evoken fan that followed him down for the show.
I feel like there was somebody else that I'm forgetting.
There was, but I didn't know his name.
Yeah. And anyway, Chris had brought a beer for everybody to try, which was called Black Metal.
Yep, from Jester King.
Yep, Jester King Black Metal. In the Brutal Truth Guide to Extreme Beers, the Bible.
Yep.
So thanks, Chris. That was tasty.
It was. Thank you.
Yeah, he had like 5 bottles of it or something. Like, I forget. He did something where I think he's in this like online like
trading thing, wasn't it?
I don't know. I thought it was like some sort of like mail order, like awesome beer club, and he got, I don't know, I forget.
Oh, wow.
It was a long night.
It went by fast, though.
It did.
Yeah, it always goes by fast for me because I'm always running around like 1,000 miles an hour a lot of times. Like, just
we saw you a lot more than we usually do.
Well, because part of it is because it was all set up a lot of ahead of time, and Hassan, when Hassan books shows and he's the promoter of the show, like he runs a lot of it, so he handles the door, and things are a lot easier. It was easier when he does it, which I thank him for. So yeah, I got to hang out a little bit more, and I also want to see the shows. Like sometimes I'm just like so busy running around that if I book the show, there's I'm watching the door or whatever. But yeah.
And it was good to see Blake and Carrie there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They're coming up to Philly.
Awesome.
Yeah, and they actually, I forgot that yesterday morning they had Scalder, Carrie's band, the black metal band, like Black and Death, this thrash band. They had band practice at the brewery in the morning.
Really?
Yesterday morning, yeah. And I think Blake was there too, because Blake's in Lyceum. Obviously, we've interviewed Blake before. So yeah, they had band practice, but they'll be up in Philly. But yeah, Blake's usually there, but Carrie's not there as often at night. And I get it. Like if you're there all day brewing and you're slaving away, and it's like sometimes you just want to go home, even though there's a great metal show.
Yeah. All right.
Especially if you got to be back first thing in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Might as well just set up a cotton back.
Yeah. We do have a shower there now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In case you guys ever want to get cleaned up before I take you back.
I just had a fantasy running through my mind.
Well, that's actually post being in the back getting cleaned up.
No, yeah. Anyway.
On that note.
So I guess that'll do it for that. Next up in 5 days is Decibel Metal and Beer Fest proper.
Well, the pre-show first, Friday night.
Well, yes, I consider it part of the whole because we're in Philly already, and it's in the venue.
Yeah, it's the smaller. It's the Boundary Room, I think it's called.
Foundry.
Foundry, yeah.
It's literally, you know what's weird is I didn't notice it until the second year because I didn't go to the pre-show the first year, but the pre-show is the media room. The Foundry is the media room.
Yeah.
When you go up the steps. I didn't realize that.
It's
first
the
year.
place. It's the place you caught George and I the first year. You were looking for us for like a half an hour, and you were like, "Where the hell are those guys?" You go upstairs, and we're sitting there eating burritos or something.
And tribute to Jay, of course.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, after standing the whole time, that's a welcome place to be for about 5 minutes, just to sit down.
Yeah. I hope there's a burrito truck this year.
And I hope we have access to it.
Yeah.
You guys still talking about Jay? What do you
Yeah, oh yeah, we All Access Jay. That's his nickname. At least it will be.
The one thing I will say as my final thing is that is everyone from the podcast arriving Friday?
I believe so. Well, Marcuson's actually going to be there Thursday, but
oh, he is? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's staying with family.
This will be the first time. Well, now that we've included Matt and we've included Marcuson, this will be the first time we've all met each other in person.
And we'll record together in person.
Yes.
Yeah.
First
time since MDF, where everyone was together at one time.
Yep.
For everyone that was on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in
MDF 2016? 2016. Yeah.
And all the other people that are going to be there with us too. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, shit show.
Like if it's anywhere near as fun as Friday was or better, it will be historic.
Yes, it will be. It'll be fun.
It'll be legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
Non-dairy.
Yeah.
Derriere.
Non-dairy screamer.
All right, guys.
All right. We'll report back from Philly in a bit. See ya.
See ya.
Later.
Bye.